Yeah. Overseas with it. Niggas claim they hot, where that money at? Niggas then ran up in your spot, where that money at? Trippers don't know you in the spot, where that money at? Fuck you, and that fake watch, where that money at? Yeah, niggas think they hot, where that money at? Niggas then ran up in your spot, where that money at? Strippers don't know you in the spot, where that money at? Fuck you, and that fake watch, where that money at? Yeah. Slipping on my pippin', nigga, never that. Always had more women than bitches, nigga, roger that. Money is the root of all evil, get the fuck back. We been brainwashed from a fetus just to get scratch that. Now I'm on a mission just to get dope. Physical or crypto, from the 9 to 5 or a kick dough. When shit get cold, like the hometown of Klitschko. Vladimir, your boys out of here with the sick flow. Now I ain't no rushing, but I'm rushing through this budget. I turn the booth into a gun, raise the way I'm bustin'. I cop the whole onion, then I got it from my cousin. In and out of traffic, toe tagger, we be hustling. I understand the shine first and realize your time worth. Can't be rich until you enrich your mind first. But I'ma be ignorant with my black ass and probably swipe my black card to blind black mask. Yeah. Niggas say they hot, where that money at? Niggas then ran up in your spot, where that money at? Strippers don't know you in the spot, where that money at? Fuck you, and that fake watch, where that money at? Yeah. Niggas say they hot, where that money at? Niggas then ran up in your spot, where that money at? Strippers don't know you in the spot, where that money at? Fuck you, and that fake watch, where that money at? Yeah. That moolah, that cheese, that fettuccine, that guala is what a nigga after, so holla at me tomorrow. I'm looking for investors to throw some bread at the startup. Straight to the top, I'm cream of the crop with the product. Money isn't everything, but in this society, you gotta have funds to have fun, so don't lie to me. 153 million the fucking lottery. World keeps spinning, I just mold it like fucking pottery. Fuck that poverty shit, my niggas gotta get rich. Hip hop over everything like hippopotamus clicks. Niggas wanna hate, that be on some anonymous shit. People wanna relate, they wanna be a part of my clique. We are not with the shits, the toilet did not get fixed. All less fail, every door come off the hinge. $1 million in my bank account, the sweet is revenge. 75% in the savings, making some sense. Niggas say they hot, where that money at? Niggas then ran up in your spot, where that money at? Strippers don't know you in the spot, where that money at? Fuck you, and that fake watch, where that money at? Yeah. Niggas claim they hot, where that money at? Niggas then ran up in your spot, where that money at? Strippers don't know you in the spot, where that money at? Fuck you, and that fake watch, where that money at? Yeah.
Yeah. Black African power. What's good? What's happening? A well-organized lie defeats a disorganized truth every time. Woo-hoo-wee, man. Y'all already know what it is, man. It's God Killer in the house. And I'm coming to do what I got to do, and I'm going to do what I got to do. I'm standing tall. I'm standing strong. Hey, Bobby banging this bitch. What's good, family? Man, y'all already know, man. We going in again. Real easy, real smooth, man, with the good conversations, man. Yeah, I had man, go ahead and check out Lex TV, man. Popped up on him, man, and we had a good conversation. Because really, that's all we asked for, man. We just ask for good conversations, man. The yelling and screaming and all that shit that's out the door, man. We don't want that, man. Matter of fact, we're at our best and we're at an advantage where there's nobody in between and we can discuss topics. That's when we at our best, when you practicing scientific literacy, where you ain't got to do this, sway the conversation back. Nobody's afraid to be wrong. That's always a better conversation. So, man, let the people come in the house. We're at 30,000, man. It's the morning time, man. You sip your tea or your coffee. Y'all know what it is, man. Yeah, so we're going to play a little bit of that, right? Zion and Zion and Jabari was in a conversation. I don't know what you debate. I don't know what y'all call it, but yeah, they went back and forth. There's some issues with both sides because I don't actually have a dog in the fight, right? I just study anthropology, so I'm pushed forward with that. Um, mm. So yeah, we would keep it right there. So I think that conversation kind of morphed in what not apply it was, man. So we got a good book right here, good anthropology book, $4. I keep telling y'all that, man, and we can get right to not apply it. Got a whole section on not apply it, man. That's important, yo. So let me get right to it, man. Let's let the people gather up a little bit, man. Where y'all at, man? Where the moderators at? Where the people in the house, man? What's going on, man? All right. So we just want to sit back, man. Let the people come in for a little bit. I see you, Brass. What's going on? What it do? Jody Breeze, man. What it do? What it do? Brass and the Pseudo Killer Army. What it do? What it do? Professor X, PSP. What it do? Black, Pure Black TV. Tone J is in the building. I'm gonna let y'all get up in here, man. The Cali Enigma. What's going on, man? Salute to you. Miss Bennett is in the Pseudo Killer Army. What it do? What it do? We get this thing smoothing right along. Smoothing right along. Smalls, what's going on, man? We got official Pseudo Killer in the building. Clark Kent, what's up with you, man? Man, be knowledge, man. I appreciate that love right there, man. Hey, man, look, man, drop the link, man. Somebody drop the Cash App link, man. You know what I'm saying? We start the morning off, man, with that, man. Get ourselves a cup of coffee, get ourselves a morning breakfast, right? Y'all know what it is, man. Appreciate it. We come in early and often, man, with the support, man. That's how that really works, man. All day. Appreciate you, Brass, man. So yeah, man, we doing our thing. We need 50 people to take the watermark off. 50,000 people must be in the building, man. So yeah, we looking over some literature, man, not the playa. You find it in African Neolithic. That's basically when those people actually provided. Let me see. Yeah, that not the playa site probably was occupied around 12,000 BCE too, just for the record, yo. We're not gonna do a detail on it today, but some mischaracterizations going on with that. Trying to make it the source of Egypt, or maybe I'm saying it wrong. All right, but that's not what that is. We don't say that. Not at all. But yeah, man, it's morning, man. How y'all doing, man? Y'all on y'all ride, man? What's up, man? You know, we keep it. Yeah, I mean, we keep it. We can go hood, right? With all types of Jordans, and then we can chill, a little finesse them a little bit, right? Stay fresh, yo. That's how we do it around here. We stay fresh regardless. Y'all know what it is, man. We keep it right. That's how we gotta do it. Ain't no other way to do it. Man, appreciate everybody coming in, man. Just once again, man, make sure y'all like and subscribe to the channels and get them likes up early and often, man. That's really important. All right. Very, very important, man, for the show and the algorithm, man. And make sure, man, if y'all got comments, man, don't just make them in the chat. I'm saying in the Pseudo Killer server. Make it under the videos, man. It's the correspondence back and forth in the videos is important, man. If y'all don't start conversations in the chat, man, you just got a video with nothing underneath of it, meaning you wasn't actually interested in it, man. We gotta kind of bring that up a little bit. Mic check, 1 2 1 2. Man, let me stop. So yeah, man, it's So we were talking about like something that's very subjective, yo. Per Black, you say where your wrench at, Bobby? Per Black, let me see. You know what? I'm gonna pay attention to you. I mean, when I say pay attention, I mean I'm gonna focus in on you. I'm gonna focus. I'm gonna squint my eyes. I'm gonna make sure. You know, we over here on the Community Skeptics channel, yo. And we drive a hard bargain. All day, every day. Come on, man. We 5 people, man. Share the show, man. I see you, Kitty 7. What's going on with you? Choco Kitty 7. What's good, sis? How you doing? How you doing? Yeah, we squint our eyes around here, and here we here. And you know, they've been going back and forth in that damn server determinism, freedom of will. What y'all say? Freedom of will? Is that what it is? What is it? You man have free will. You know, I think that conversation is a good one, yo. We're gonna definitely do a show on that. I'm getting my studies on so I can be prepared at the highest levels. Y'all not gonna push me fast. Nope. Take my time. But what I do understand is that we talking about the free will, and just in my thinking, like free will thing, like, is that a religious idea? I think that's more along the lines of a religious idea. In my head, right, when I'm saying it, I'm thinking it's that. Some kind of way, that's how I feel, right? And I'm not gonna fight for free will. I don't think it's actually important in a biological conversation about humans. We're talking about human beings, the Homo sapiens sapien, living organism, right? We're talking about the development of the brain, all right? Yeah, I don't think a religious term actually has a dog in the fight. So I'm not fighting on that. I'm gonna get off that. All right, we right there, man. Let's go. All right, where we at? Let me get that video together. Let's get the video together, man. Man, get that show started, man. With that first cash app, man. It always get the bling going. Highly motivated. All right, so I want to come to when I first jumped on with Jabari. We can't never seem to have a flow conversation, man. I'm thinking it's got a little bit to do with Sarnetta overprotecting Jabari, and a lot to do with Jabari not just chill out. Sometimes you gotta do this. Let the person talk, man. As long as they don't go on for an hour and do all that, the discourse will go better, man. I think me and Zion had a great discourse. I be wanting to have discourses like that with all the pseudos. Are you calling Jabari a pseudo? When I squint my eyes, I'm trying. I don't know. I'm trying to. Maybe not. I don't know. I ain't calling that man that man. Let me play this, man, and watch. Let's see if this conversation. Let's see who broke the flow first. Let's see. That's what we want to see. Man, appreciate everybody in the building, man. Hit the damn cash app, man. Start that morning show off early, man. Stop playing. All right. See the screen. Let's go.
So, what's happening, What do you think about what you're hearing, man?
Yeah, they
how long have you been listening?
Just about the whole thing. They both of them playing though. They gotta kind of they gotta.
Be careful, man.
No,
what you asked for,
relax.
brother.
Don't start that. I just want to be able to have a conversation
brother.
without that, right? And I'm just saying there has to be a certain level of upgrade, right? Jabari, here's a book for you. Go. I know you got this, right?
Yeah, I do.
Okay, so if you go to page 5, it tell you don't even fall into the trap of what civilization and civilized is. It's subjective. It's not based.
But Ankh, it's not a trap. I said that. The first thing I said is,
hold on, Jabari. Okay, relax. The point
I'm not upset. Listen. Wait a minute.
I'm saying let me finish.
Okay, brother. But you said don't fall into the trap. That's all.
You struggled back and forth. You didn't even have to. So
go ahead. Say what you said. Say what you're saying.
I just think it's important though,
right?
That in 2023, we start to understand that when we talk of Sumer and Egypt and all that, that we can clearly see before 3100 or 3200 BCE that there was people doing a thing successfully without all the European analysts trying to analyze back in the 60s and the 40s and all that. So yeah, you can go to the area of what they call in Western Asia, Mesopotamia, or Sumer, Northern Land, whatever, and you can find not cities, but you can find villages. And the reason you can find villages because they got these mounds. Now, what are these mounds? These mounds are actually villages built on top of villages. When one village goes out, another village build a village on top of it. And you find these mounds all over the place, like big giant football fields, right? Big mounds, right? Now, when these same people that were spending the money to study over that area, European area, right? They took the same cookie cutter model and they brought it to Africa.
Right.
And they didn't see that. So they automatically say, well, this is older over here because we see these towns, these cities, right? But we don't see them in Africa. Right. Now, what we realize in 2023, that the cookie cutting model does not work for the Nile Valley, does not work for Africa, because they didn't have villages. Let me finish the bar. They didn't have villages.
But I'm not going to let you go too long. Remember, this is the show that I'm on.
Okay, so I ain't been. I got my own clock, yo. I know not to go with you.
No. What I'm saying is that the show has two people in it. It's Zion and Jabari. And so I'm trying to let you go, but I don't want you to go too long because I want to respond.
So I was only I ain't been a minute yet though. Do I don't get a minute?
That's more than a minute, brother. Stop it.
It actually wasn't. No, it actually wasn't. Yo, you jumpy. So I'll do my own thing. I'm good. I'm straight. I don't gotta say no more, yo. I'm straight.
I want to say to you.
Damn, I was right at a minute. I don't get a minute. I ain't earned a minute in a dialogue. Minute 7 seconds, yo. I can't get that. I can't bring my idea forward. I got a clock on my head. I'm not going 2 minutes. First 20 seconds into the game, I get cut off with the for what? It's not a good conversation. It's actually a tactic. Let a nigga talk. Let him express himself, not go long about something stupid. That's different. But I'm bringing a point home about how civilizations come to be in different ways in different places. And the cookie cutter model is wild. Afrocentrics have the cookie cutter model where all civilizations came from Egypt. Europeans had a wild model of all civilizations started in Europe and Asia. Cookie cutter. It's not actually how things come to be. So, building the case for the upgrade. Okay, I'm making points here. Now, maybe these points have not been made by Jabari, and he actually doesn't want to hear it. But let a nigga rock. So I would never do him like that, right? I would respect his dialogue to the point where I would let him talk. But now I got to I got to fight with Sarnetta. Come on, Sar. Got to get him out the game. Then I got to deal with Jabari. Just let me talk, bro. I'm giving a fair assessment of the conversation, man. I got a right to do that. I don't have to agree with everything Jabari says. I don't have to agree with everything that Lex says. I just have to make my points and be clear and concise and be able to source it up. And I don't have to be right about my assessment. But I think the audience deserves better out of everybody in these conversations. I'm not talking about when the pseudos hit the link and I ain't talking about that type of that conversation can end up somebody getting cussed out, cracking jokes. That's fun. We like to do that too. But I'm saying where there's an opportunity of brothers that claim to be at the pinnacle of what they're studying in this environment, not the world, but in this environment, right? When people view us as standards and different things, when we come together, we supposed to be able to have a discourse. Because if we don't, it's a missed opportunity. What is it that you disagree with Jabari? Jabari, what is it that you disagree with him? And had a conversation. We're on YouTube all day watching experts that disagree have excellent discourses. And I think the community will be in a better place when brothers like me and Jabari can have a discourse. And it doesn't have to be based off of what we agree with. Picking each other brain. Why do you think this is this? Why? Why is there a disruption in the communication? I'm not pulling, anytime Jabari around, I'm not pulling a card. Well, this is my show. As long as you don't break out a damn PowerPoint on me, then we cool. Let's see.
You that what you started with the discussion with, I did say. I said that there is.
You were just trying to get back to that. You ain't want to hear what I was saying. You want to get back to what you thought you said.
I was
there and watched you struggle.
I know what you said was good. I agree with what you said. But what I'm saying to you
shouldn't struggle with a Hebrew, yo.
Brother, I'm not struggling with him. Yeah. What ends up happening, brother, what ends up happening is someone calls you for a presentation and you start for a conversation, and then he brings out 30 slides. And he says things that are wrong, and then he keeps interrupting you. The only thing that I have been struggling with is the fact that I'm trying to be polite to someone who is not following the standard rules. I started the conversation by saying there is no definitive answer for what is civilization. That's how I started. The same thing you just said. And then I said, here are some of the things that some people describe as part of civilization. So I did that. He tried to say I didn't answer the question, I answered the question several times. So that's what happened. And then he tried to flim-flam on the idea of a culture not being a civilization. He did that. And then on his own slide, the group that he's calling a civilization, the source calls them a culture. I mean, that's what happened here. So you said both of us flim-flammed. You should expect me to say, well, Ankh, I didn't see it that way. You should just expect me to say that. I didn't see it that way. The brother came here, tried to ambush me with some stuff that doesn't make sense. That's what he did. That's what he did. And once again, if you listen to how I started, this is the explanation of the problem. The problem is that when they look at Sumer, they look at proto-Sumer. And then when they look at Kemet, they look at Kemet in its dynastic phase. That's not comparing apples and oranges.
Key word was introduced. Proto. Proto-Sumer. I think Jabari, when he ends up talking about Nabta-Playa, is trying to say that Nabta-Playa was proto-Kemet. And I'm saying that's not accurate. Now that I heard what he's saying, based off the examples that he gave examples about people introducing proto-Sumer, time periods before Sumer that led to Sumer. So I think Jabari is trying to say that Nabta-Playa led to Kemet. I would argue that. I would say that culture in the South brings certain cultural elements like burial practices, like the worship of cows. This worship comes out of the Green Sahara. Khartoum, deep in the Sudan. This cattle culture range all the way up in North Africa, Northeast Africa. That's one of the cultural items. Burial practices and worship of cows, right, is actually a cultural aspect that's brought to Egypt later on, 2,000-3,000 years later. But it's not proto-Kemet. Proto-Kemet or the pre-Kemet is pre-dynastic times. You would consider that. That's just how I'm saying it. Maybe I'm wrong. I don't think so. But I've never heard anybody say that Noptoplaya was proto-Kemet. Let's finish.
That's like saying that you looked at someone who was a college student and said they're actually more advanced than someone who was in kindergarten. But you have to look at them both when they're in kindergarten. That's what you have to do. And that's not what he was doing. So that's that we're going to continue to see those sorts of things. We're going to continue to see those sorts of things. And Ankh, I'm going to spend a lot of time. I wasn't sitting here as a Kemetic spiritual practitioner. I'm sitting here as a historian. But Zion is a spiritual practice. That's all he was doing. And I keep trying to explain the only reason why he's interested in this topic is because he wants to say that that Abraham.
Okay. So Jabari will routinely say, I'm here not as a spiritual practitioner, but as whatever the hell, professor, whatever it is. And Zion is here for his spiritual thing. I don't know how the hell you separate this shit. There's always going to be a trying to promote your spiritual practices. If not at the front door, in the damn bathroom, or in the goddamn back door. Hard to keep that separate. Or your confirmation bias based off of what you believe. It's possible. But to me, when I seen both of them conversation, they was talking about, archaeology, which is my favorite subject. So I don't feel like Jabari should have even said anything about that man's beliefs based off of the fact that he's constantly reminding us that he's not here in defense of his religious beliefs. Let us move on. And by the way, in this conversation, he goes off to say that Kemet, Sumer was black. But that's the same thing Lex was saying. And I vehemently disagree with both of them on that. Wild ideas attached to wild concepts.
A fictitious character came from Sumer. That's his modus operandi. And so I spent quite a bit of time, I tried, to explain his modus operandi. He was not happy about that.
And then remember, he cut me off. And look how long he been going. Now remember, he cut me off now. See? He cut me off to go all that. It ain't got nothing to do with whose show it is or I don't know. It's all to do with the conversation. You don't got to let's conversate. Patient. I'm patient. I'm trying to tell you. Y'all forgot he cut me off.
So he just didn't answer it. So that's what happened.
So y'all made the mistake in trying to say that farming.
Hold on for a minute.
Huh?
Hold on for.
He seems I fucking start talking. Hold on for a minute. Man, why I gotta hold on for a minute? Why is it always that? See, y'all don't notice that. It's breaking my flow and my concentration on what I'm trying to do, how I'm trying to construct my sentence structure based off of what that man just said. To hold on for a minute and throw you for a loop. It's a tactic. And it always occurs when I'm talking. And remember, I got stopped after talking for a minute, trying to bring my idea together, right? And then Jabari came in, and then after he talked for 5 minutes, 7 minutes, then as soon as I start to get into the flow again, trying to bring back what I'm doing, trying to tie it together so it makes some damn sense to the listening audience, raising the level of everybody around us. Hold on for a minute. Is it wired into the game? I'm not even saying this Saw is doing it on purpose. I'm saying that his attention span on the subject matter has already ran thin based off Jabari talking that long. So now when it's my turn to hold on. So Sarnetta gotta learn how to navigate the conversations better. We all got to get better at something. If I'm going to offer my critique, he has to learn to stop that hold on for a minute shit. Either you jump in before I start talking Hold on for a minute, Unc. Let me get this in. That's when you got to do it. You can't let me start talking, then hold on and throw a nigga. It's the cutoff tactic. So let us continue the conversation.
1 minute, because I see people saying Zion won, Jabari won, Zion won, Jabari won. This was not a debate, family. This was just a conversation, a discussion between two brothers. It was not a debate. Jabari didn't win or Zion didn't win. It was just a discussion between the two brothers. Simple as that. Go ahead.
And I want to say, oh, I'm sorry, go ahead. You were trying to say something.
Farming is not the essence of what makes a civilization. And what I was saying before you cut me off, Jabari, I was trying to say that in Africa, they have mobile communities. It's just as old as anything in Sumer. And we know they produce things at high levels because we got not the playa. They had summer homes. They took their herds with them and went to another spot. They was at a higher level than people on the Nile Valley before Kemet. So no, not the playa is not part of Kemet. There is no Kemet in existence. It's more part of like the Sudan, right? Although it is in what would later on be called Upper Egypt, there is no Upper Egypt yet at 6,000 BCE. And my point is, they had areas with held grain, held water, you know what I'm saying? It was a whole different set of circumstances. The thing was packaged differently. And even when they did later on get farming or grains from Western Asia, it was packaged totally different in an African way. This is the way we have to say that.
Yeah,
so,
but
Jabari, you was absolutely right. Let me show this to what's up, Ray? Let me show you this, Jabari, to prove.
Can you put him back on the screen? Peace, Reggie. By the way, I'm sorry.
All right, so listen, this one broke the whole conversation down. Let me show you how you was right. Watch this. This is the video. Watch this.
All the hallmarks of civilization. So farming is one of them. Not Nap Playa and its astronomical circle, Brother Jabari. That would actually be severely pseudo as we continue, because I want to get into the black scholars. In Sheikh Anti-Geob's book, which, by the way, as everyone can see, I'm actually holding in my hand, Civilization and Barbarism, Sheikh Anti-Geob speaks about the blackness of the Levant. And he says, in speaking of the Natufian civilization.
See, the Natufian civilization. So you didn't lie on.
No, I didn't.
So there you go. I just want to show you how we correct things in real time around here, bro.
Yeah, but you know what the challenge is? When you're in the middle of the debate, all you could do is tell people to play it back. You had the benefit.
No, you shouldn't be alone. You should have a dedicated.
Yeah, you had the benefit of being able to see what he said. And the other thing is his slide. Look, here's his slide. His slide. He's saying that cultures are not civilizations, yet he's calling. Look at this. I just played it. I just put it back. Wait, it's not showing.
Let me see.
Can you see it? It's flashing.
Oh, I don't know what you got.
Hold on 1 second, because I'm showing you YouTube. It's flashing. I don't know why it's doing that.
No, you just
hold on a second. That's odd. Let me just show you this really quickly. This is and you know the other thing, Ankh, is that when you have a disagreement, they start, and a lot of my opponents do this, and it's really annoying. I know they do it to you too. They start calling you a liar.
Yeah, you didn't
a liar. Could we just disagree? And let me show you.
Calling the Natufians a civilization. He did call it that. I'm thinking maybe he misspoke, but he did say.
But look, it's more than that. Look at this slide. Shanetta, can you please put this up? So he's saying cultures aren't civilizations, and his source is called the Natufian culture in the Levant. That's his source, not mine. So he's the one that he's making stuff up. He's making stuff up.
So
and I want
to make in closing, Jabari. In closing, I simply want to say that people in Sumer didn't need people from the Nile Valley to build civilization.
Right.
People in Mesoamerica didn't need continental Africans to build civilizations. That's not real. That was something we always would do. What we do have is the crucible culture that left out of Africa and gave the foundation. That's all I want to say. I'm gonna leave it right there.
Agreed. But
okay. So that's all I want to be able to do. Want to be able to exact these ideas, man. So let me read something for you, man. Okay. Put my reading joints on. All right. I need to go ahead and. So we right here. Okay, here you go. I got the anthropology book. I said always get your history out the anthropology books, right? And then support that with documentation of the authors that they're actually sourcing up, right? So we right here on page 239. This is in the server. If you're in the pseudo killer server, man, we got this book for free here. It's outdated, right? But it's a good start. It's a great textbook, right? I always go to the textbooks, right? To get you acclimated on what it is. All right. So it says now, when I play the other portion of the conversation with Lex, he makes some statements about Palestine. Okay. But watch this. It say by 9,000 BP. That's actually, so that's 9, 10, 11. That'd be 11,000 years. You got to add the 2,000 going in this direction, right? Before the present, that way, 9,000. All right. 9,000 plus the 2. All right. So by 9,000, did I make that clear? I'm saying if you see something that says 9,000 BP before the present, right? That if you're sitting at 0 and you're going in this direction, boom, right? Now you got to go 9,000 years in that direction. But with 2,000 years in this direction, so you got to add the 2,000 to the 9, 10, 11. So that's 11,000. It says by 9,000 BP, people were living at Nabta Playa year around to survive in the desert. They dug large, deep wells and lived in well-organized villages with small huts arranged in straight lines. Plant remains show they collected sorghum and melon and legumes, peas and beans, tubers and fruits. There were wild plants, and so the economy was not fully Neolithic. It says by 8,800 BP, these people were making their own pottery. So they got a pottery industry. Remember when I talked about pottery? It's the hallmark. Because that's like the difference between catching a boat and catching a plane. It changed the whole complexion. Yeah, you can catch a boat across sea, take you a month, 30 days, but that plane, 3 hours, 4 hours. It revolutionized. It's a change, and and we having this conversation in the server. So if you can develop pottery, now you can put your grains and they protect it from the animals and all of, and you know what I'm saying? You can carry these things. You can organize it better. It's revolutionary. You have no idea. When I talk about the wares, which is another word for pottery, it revolutionized humans and their behavior. It's a whole different ball of wax. It might seem like something simple. You go to your kitchen, you get a damn pot, you get out of here, But I'm saying to you, those people, that invention was pivotal in developing high society. Food, having resources, is what gives rise to high society. You're not going to be a high society struggling for food, struggling to store your foods. The animals, the insects are ferocious. They definitely, you had to develop something to get rid of them damn insects, them pesticides. Yeah, without the pesticides, I argue that without the pesticides, we ain't going to be where we are today. They eating the food up. Kill them. You got to kill them. You got to kill them. Let me stop. That's real, though. Okay. Fruits, okay. These were wild plants, and the economy was not fully Neolithic. It say by 8,800 BP, it say they were making their own pottery, possibly the earliest pottery in Egypt. It was definitely the oldest pottery in Egypt. Now, at this time period, there is no place called Egypt before, so you can understand where they at, though. They in the upper portions of Egypt, right down near Sudan, where they draw that line, but they don't know where the hell they at. By 8,000, these people were making their own pottery, possibly the earliest pottery in Egypt. Not the oldest in Africa. You go to West Africa for the oldest pottery industry. You find that in West Africa. By 8,100 BP, sheep and goats had diffused in from the Middle East. How'd they get there? They migrate, finding the grains, the grasses. They're herbivores, right? Possibly some people from that area migrated down. Definitely powerful when they look at certain bones in that area. Wind growth. Am I saying it right? Because yo had a fit when I said it wrong. Wind growth. He actually talks about that. Charles and Ringrow, they wrote 2 books on Optoplaya. They actually did the archaeology. Ringrow actually did the archaeology on Optoplaya, right? He has the archaeological surveys. He did the bone fragments, the measurements and all that. He talks about different types of bone structure being in that area. Some lending more to sub-Saharan Africa. You want to use that wild word. All right. Some lending to those who may have looked like somewhere in Western Asia, having nothing to do with who you really are. Remember, never use the eyeball test. But let's finish this point. Goes on to say, around 7,500 BP, new settlers occupied Napata, whose previous inhabitants had been forced away by a major drought. Okay, so they couldn't handle their environment. They just left. Okay, they say the newcomers brought a more sophisticated social ceremonial system. They sacrificed young cattle, which they buried in the clay lined and roofed chambers. Look, covered the rough stone slabs. I'll read this again. They sacrificed young cattle, which they buried in clay lined and roofed chambers. Think about that. I want y'all to think about that structure. Think about what I just said. So now you're not just digging a hole, you're digging a hole and you lining it. These are your first rudimentary structures that would end up, lead to monumental building in Nubian Egypt. Okay. You don't just dive and make you don't just dive to high culture or dive to building structures out of nowhere. It's steps. Remember, you have to manipulate nature, conquer nature. You know what I'm saying? Just like the pyramids are the pyramids. So you can have pyramids in Mesoamerica. You can have pyramids in Sumer or Mesopotamia and have them in Africa. And nobody had to teach nobody nothing because humans are simply trying to get height. And the way you got height back in them days is have large bases and make it smaller as the height gets higher, so it won't fall over. It's not to the invention of steel that you can build that shit straight up. All right? Because you now understand more about nature. The more you understand about nature, the forces, the natural phenomenon. There's that word, natural phenomenon. So there's a natural phenomenon, whether you understand it or not. Early humans didn't understand why the hell it was raining, but it was still a phenomenon occurring. So what makes a phenomenon is not based off of whether you understand it or not. It's based off of whether it's natural. So there's natural phenomenons that humans understand and humans don't. That's shout out to Morpheus. Let's get that shit straight. Here you go. So sacrifice cattle, which they buried in clay roof chambers. I did all that. I say they lined up large unshaped stones. So they working in stone, using stones. It says they also built Egypt's earliest astronomical measuring device, a calendar circle used to mark the summer solstice. Naphtali had become a regional ceremony center, a place where the various groups gathered seasonally or occasionally to conduct ceremonies and to socialize. The existence of such centers, as well as their religious, political, and social functions, is familiar to ethnographers who have worked in Africa. Napta seems to have been such a center for prehistoric herders who lived in southern Egypt. It probably began to function as a regional ceremony center around 8,100 to 7,600. That's damn near 1,000. That's a long time. About 1,000 years is a long time. It's a BP, when various groups gathered there for ceremonials and other purposes during the summer wet seasons. There you go. Nowhere in this anthropology book say that's the foundation of the pre-Egypt civilization. Just because it's in that area that will later on become Egypt doesn't mean there's none of that. So Egypt, the Nile Valley, right? Which we argue about that shit for 3 years. I was like, yo, it's the Nile Valley. That's what the experts call it now, Nile Valley. The river itself, the way we studied, right? The Afrocentric movement, they studied things close to the Nile. They was Nile-centric. I mean, everything was the Nile. They was temple-centric. Everything had to be based off the temples, and everything had to be based off the Nile River itself. Yes, the river is important, but when we're dealing with people and culture, you got to deal with it. People really fucking living at. People ain't living at church. They just not. They're not living outside the church. They just not. They're living in the rural areas is where the people are. You're right. So their custom and traditional practices could be different than what they was doing in the temple. They have deities that connect them to their family, they direct family. That's how it was. That's why they didn't really want to move too far in these rural areas, because they wanted to be able to make their sacraments to their particular deity, that they family deity and they family ancestors. The temple thing was based off what the pharaoh wanted. So the Nile is a river that's the longest river on planet Earth. Get that straight. I'm going to say it again. I think that fact runs by people. It's the longest river on planet Earth. And there is not a fence that starts out in the delta, like this is a fence and this is a fence, and the Nile's in between my two hands, right? There's not a fence that was placed there that runs all the way down to the south, which does not allow other people to move in. There is not such a thing. So it's not so in earlier times when Europeans was trying to study it, right? They gave the origin of the Nile Valley civilization to these people that came in through the northern regions. And then the correction by the Afrocentric community was that it was the southern people that came and gave rise to Egypt. When in reality, it's southern populations moving based off of weather and climate change, moving up the river, right? Well, down, they're actually upstream and they're floating downstream, right? So there's populations coming into the river that way. There's populations coming from the northern region that way, and there's populations coming from the Red Sea area. Y'all ain't even think about that. The Red Sea borders Egypt. Nobody talks about that. So why don't you call Egypt the Red Sea? Stop. Since it borders the Mediterranean, you don't call it Mediterranean. Why not call it a Red Sea culture? Yeah, see how retarded. Anyway, so yeah, people are coming from Ethiopian highlands. They're coming in that way. People come out the Sahara Desert, coming that way again, and they all come together based off of weather and climate change. They end up there like that. Not to mention people in the southern region are there because the climate's not changing that much. That's just wet, but it's playing pretty constant. It's not desertified. You got plenty of wild grains and plants to go ahead and manipulate, right? And so the point I want to make here is that there's people coming from different directions, right? So the foundation of what they're calling Egypt is actually an African thing, not taken away from the outside influences to come in, because the outside influences are important. What are you talking about? The outside influences are important because to be rich, you need somebody to be rich with. You got to be able to sell your shit somewhere to get the money. So the Mediterranean, as we've done on this show, is actually an African culture mixed with a Western Asian culture. Both trading forms what would later on be called the Mediterranean. So we can safely say that Greece and Rome, you know what I'm saying, and all these other cultures to come after that, right? The foundation of it is a Mesopotamian and the Nile Valley culture. They got to give praise to that. Simple as that. And so this area was an easy transmission of products and goods and communications, right? And this make both sides filthy rich. Can't have one without the other. No, the Egyptian Nile Valley culture didn't build Sumer, and no, the Western Asian culture didn't build Egypt. They helped build the richest though on both sides. Yes, there's grains that came in from Western Asia, the Fayum and that area. Yes, it is. But the way it's packaged in the African identity. This is also important to understand that. But the mistake that you will hear later on when I play Lex, if I get time with it, he makes the essence of civilization farming, and that's just not true. Based off what I read, you can reach high levels without farming. Farming actually represents what I would consider to be failure. There's a few scholars on the subject. Failure for the natural crops to grow. And so the essence of what these archaeologists that was coming from Western Asia, Europe, was saying was that the start of civilization is one, the start of writing. That's essential, right? Writing. This is what they're saying. And quote unquote, farming. So if you went to Africa, you ain't seeing farming. Got to go to West Africa where you find some early farming. Maybe. I might have got that wrong. I'm going to check that out. I'll revisit that. It's somewhere in my head. But the point is, farming is not what makes civilization. It is what civilization has. Writing is also essential, but for some odd reason, and not the playa, it didn't stop them from making astronomical predictions or astronomical understanding. It didn't stop it. Maybe they wasn't able to transmit it as you would have if they would have had a writing system, but they seem to have been able to communicate some kind of way. Maybe it was through the rock art. Not quite sure yet. I don't want to overextend. But in reality, we see that farming ain't it, because what you have, watch this, is a response. Human beings have different responses to similar climatic events. They can either respond the same way or a different way. I think this is important for the community to know. Climatic events occur in Sumer. Climatic events occur in the Nile Valley, and they respond differently. So your response of crop failure may be to learn how to plant the seed. Farming is the hardest goddamn thing to do. Simple as that. Shit is hard. You don't have that crop failure in the Nile Valley, right? In the areas we're talking about in the Sahara, right before it's desert. These plants are growing naturally. In the highlands of Ethiopia, they're growing already. So your response would be, how do you navigate to get the sorghum and the millets and the grains that are growing naturally? Well, this is something most people don't know. You develop microliths in these sticks, and you put the microlith, it's like a stone, I'll show you, that actually and you can chop down the grains, you can harvest it. So they develop harvesting techniques. Okay, so now once you got the grains, right, then what? You need to develop grinding stones. You got grinding stones that go back 70,000 years in Africa. So these people have been harvesting wild plants for thousands of years. Now you can have enough food. Remember, we talked about storage bins. Now they store food. Now your population grows. Sophisticated social structures. 8,000, 9,000, 11,000, right? We talked about that. So I don't agree with the Mesopotamian Palestinians. I don't agree with none of that. I don't agree with not the Playa being later on. No, I'm just saying the area is so large and so expansive. Remember, the larger on planet Earth that you get in Africa is so large you can't even imagine, right? We clump it together. It's actually not, if you look at a map with a key on it. I don't know if y'all can see this, right? This is an actual key. Let me do this. Hold on. So, Wadi Sora, this is the name of the book. But look, there go the Nile Valley right there. Right? Look at all the different sites away from the river, yo. You'll have people having a damn conversation. We'll take a cave site right here and say that ceremony was all the way over there. You know how long that was? Man, stop it. Right? And so we got this to help you scale. See? Y'all know how y'all scale. Look, got numbers on it. 100, 200. Look, see, I don't know if y'all can see the numbers on it. But yeah, you actually put that on here. Put that on here, right? You like this. Hold on. Put that on here. Look, you put that on here, and you can tell what's the distance between those areas. See, that's the shit I'm doing. I ain't up here just talking to y'all, man. I ain't doing that, man. Cave of the Beast, swimmers' caves. Yeah, I ain't doing that. I ain't playing. There's a difference. I ain't playing. So I'm saying all that to say to combat the idea that Nabta Playa is Proto-Egypt. I know that's what he's saying. Anyway, so let me finish this and we can stop right there. I wanted to make my little point. That's
what I said. I said that. Of course, he was interrupting.
Egypt gave the world. So you kind of did that. You said
no. What I'm saying is that the flower of African civilization is in Yemen.
Nah, this is okay. The flowering of African civilization. No, that's the bullshit. The flowering my ass. You go to West Africa. Look, man, this is what I don't like. I don't like this Kemetic centric shit when it comes to African history, man. I think it does us a disservice, yo. That the Afrocentric community is Egyptian centric. I mean, everything is centered on Egypt. Where the hell is the book at? Damn. I know it's right in front of my face. But I put it up. Damn, yo. Somebody said, get that nigga a bookshelf. Nigga, I got one. It's filled up. But I'm gonna get it. You know what I'm gonna start doing? Damn, yo. This is crazy. The little man and ran up in here, man, and took the books and hid it from me. He sent one of them AIs in here. Because I actually don't even see it. And I know I just had it. And where is it? I just don't. Let me see. Bam, bam, bam. Man. I put it here over here. Where is that thing at? Damn. Shit. Boom, boom. Okay, that's not it. I got it. All right. So, hold on. Let me see here. Let me show y'all something. Culture and Technology in Africa 9000. The Environments of Agriculture and Innovation. Shit. All right. Coming to Christopher Eric's work. And they go into classical. Hold on. It's coming to West Africa. Maybe I come to. All right. Let me get right here. So all that, the flowering shit and all that is crazy. Maybe for that particular area. Yeah, we just learned it wrong, yo. We do too much, yo. Everything is come on, yo. Not to mention they ain't even have no daggone maps. The humans didn't know where they was. Weaving cotton, West African Mesolithic tradition. Probably let me come to pottery. That's what I want to do. I know I can find that quickly for y'all, man. Hey, man, hit that like button, man. Hold on, man. Take a minute. Hey, man, hit the cash apps, man. Hit the likes, man. Yeah, we're going to take a minute, man, and hit the likes, man. What y'all doing, man? That's what we're going to do. We're going to take a minute out to hit the likes and get them cash apps going, man. Let's do that, man. Let's get that money up, man. Let's get them likes up, man. Hit them cash apps, man.
Yeah, daily crazy for this one, boy. Check.
Man, y'all know what it is?
First things first, I corny, freaks all the honeys, dummies, edible place for the gummies. Gotta keep 'em coming, there's a roll of dice, but nothing better motherfucking move but the money.
The money, hit the money, cash app. It's that
But
time,
nothing
y'all.
better motherfucking move but the money. But nothing better motherfucking move.
Move.
First things
Let's
first,
go.
I corny, freaks all the honeys, dummies, edible place for the gummies. Gotta keep 'em coming, there's a roll of dice, but nothing better motherfucking move but the money.
Money.
But nothing better motherfucking move but the money. But nothing better motherfucking move. Shoot another invoice. Working 5 to 9, need to get Royce. Yeah, let her shine, it's the kid choice. Yeah, my humble pie was a bit moist. Unc told me to do it big, bruh. The niggas ain't did it how you did, bruh.
Hey, yo, hit that.
Living how you live, bruh. I know you hear me knocking, let me in, bruh. I'm a beacon of light every time that I speak in the mic. Electrolyte, Peter light that's giving you light. See what's done in the dark, go come to the light. Hell raising, you taking the heavenly flight. See the Glock is clipped up, the
Man,
blunt
hit
is
that,
all
man.
wood,
Hit that
the
link. Get
cherry
them
made
likes up,
my
ladies
bitch
and
is
gentlemen.
feeling good. The dice in my
Take your
hand,
time
I
out,
smile
man.
as
Share
I
the show,
should,
man.
Cause I'm about to roll a fucking first things first, I corny, freaks all the honeys,
Show that love,
dummies,
man.
edible place for the gummies. Gotta keep 'em coming,
Y'all
never
know
roll
what
the
it is,
dice.
man.
But nothing better motherfucking move but the money.
Nothing better move but the
But
money.
nothing better motherfucking move but the money. But nothing better motherfucking move. First things first, I corny, freaks all the honeys, dummies, edible place for the gummies. Gotta keep 'em coming, there's a roll of dice. But nothing better motherfucking move but the money.
Hey,
But nothing better motherfucking move but the money. But nothing better motherfucking move. Huh. With the dice at the crap table, back able to give advice, I'm back stable, back able to take a knife at a bad angle. Fuck niggas, do-rag, get them all strangled in the ring like I'm Kurt Angle, hurt ankle, lead a boot with the chords tangle, Mike mangled, they just near mad than a bitch, they all angry, but the bread coming in rolls, it's all gravy. Tenders on the strip, bringing fries, it's on daily, plus the strip is really online, it's on daily. Soon as I get the first line, it's on daily. Po baby, Jasmine Rice, yellow bone lady, gon' page me, yo lady, po baby, late 80s, green circles, close friends, gon' page me. Wanna blaze with me under the shade tree? Cause a nigga know for rolling fucking first things first, I corny, freaks all the honeys, dummies, edible place for the gummies. Gotta keep 'em coming, there's a roll of dice, but nothing better motherfucking move but the money. But nothing better motherfucking move but the money. But nothing better motherfucking move. First things first, I corny, freaks all the honeys, dummies, edible place for the gummies. Gotta keep 'em coming, there's a roll of dice. But nothing better motherfucking move but the money.
money. Hey, nothing better move but the
But
money.
nothing better motherfucking move but the money.
Hey, hit the likes, man.
But
Get them
nothing
up.
better motherfucking move.
Nothing better not move but the cash apps and the likes. Get that up, man, so we can put in the algorithm, man. Yeah, we found what we got right here. We come to Christopher Eric's work, man. We come to page 59. Okay. Pot shards from Ojugo, Mali. That's O-U-N on Jugu, Mali. That's O-U-N-J-O-U-G-O-U. It's the pot shard represents the earliest ceramic wares so far discovered in Africa, not the Nile Valley, right? 9,400 BCE. The inventors and makers of this pottery lived in steppes and open savannas of West Africa at the very beginning of the Holocene. That's what I'm saying. We can't be stuck always in the valley. We got to look at the whole of Africa to get the understanding of it. So I don't know about the flowering and all that because we ended up with some big buildings. I'm not playing that game. I'm not going to play that game. No. So yeah, the oldest pottery goes back to 9,000 in Africa, 9,400. All right. In West Africa. And they got the pot shards. Okay. That's it. So let me open up the line, see anybody want to get in the conversation at this point, man. If you don't, man, we can get out of here. We at that hour, right? We're at that point where we let people in here, man, see what y'all got to say. Man, we got 100,000 in the building, man. I appreciate that, man. Let me see what we doing with the cash apps, man. Y'all know you can also hit that super chat, man. If you got a dire need to say something, man, hit the super chat too. It's all there, man. Okay, let's see. Joel, I see you, man. That's love right there, man. That's how you do that, man. All day, every day, man. Jacob, man. Hey, man, I appreciate you, though. I see you right there, man. Brother Christopher, man, that's love, man. So there you go, man. When you're sending some love, man, y'all have allowed the show to move on to the next time. Because if I'm coming in here, yo, and I'm just working for nothing, yo, then I'm not doing. I got other stuff I got to do, right? But some love come through, yo, that makes me motivated and keeps it going for real. Because that's the real world we live in. Can't get time back. So I always want to bring y'all quality shows with quality information, man. Right? And I appreciate the supporters, man. Y'all did y'all thing today. All day, every day, man. All right? Got DQ in the building, man. DQ, kick door, all that shit in that music right there. Yo, what's up, man? I can't hear you on mute.
Man, I'm good, man. They kind of active in that chat today.
Yeah,
So I was just hopping on, show my face, let them know, hey, I got songs about everything. Unc gonna play what he want to play, and he gonna play that money because y'all need to hit that cash app.
Yeah.
Now what?
Nothing better move but the money.
Nothing better move but the money. Yeah, they go to Kinetic Energy. What's up? Holla at me.
What they active in there talking about?
Just talking shit. But it's all good. I got time today.
This song is definitely inappropriate. All the cursing MO said again and again. First of all, I just put a look, this is wild. You know, one of my favorite sports shows is hold on. Watch this show. This is funny as hell. Damn, the chat probably ran out. NBC. Sims and the other guy, they both cussing. White boy can get away with on NBC, right? Cussing. I don't want to play it on here, but they Phil Sims and they cussing. Not Phil. Phil Sims is the father. What's the son name?
I know you're talking about.
The blonde head. Come on, man. Both of them. Then they throwing F-bomb. They cussing. Stop, man. We inappropriate. Nah, yo, it's appropriate. That's my song to get everybody hyped to hit them cash apps and get them likes up. You know? That song is inappropriate. Hey, man, listen, man. I ain't never been an old soul type of dude, man. I always appreciate high-level music that conveys messages, man. You're not killing nobody. You know what I'm saying? Real quick, yo, what inspired you with that song? I understand. Why that song? What about that song? What about them lyrics, man? Educate them on what you're trying to convey right there, yo.
On that one, just trying to let them know that nothing moves but the money. If people understood that financially that this system is ran off the attraction of funds, then they can understand what I mean by that. Because the only thing that actually moving is money. But it gets a little deep, you know what I'm saying? But let them go ahead. If they too focused on the curse words, then that's cool. They can be surface level. But it's something deeper for the people who really want to know what's in the ingredients of the pasta that I'm cooking. So we good.
Oh, you cooking it. And you remember I spoke of what made Egypt great. It was the money moving from Mesopotamia back and forth, right? It's the commerce, the trade. You know what I'm saying? The sale, matter of fact, if you go to Abydos in pre-dynastic times, Abydos is one of the oldest cities, right? They developed a microlith industry, which would be the foundation of Kemet. Wasn't farming, it was the microlith sales that they had. Come on, bro. So anyway, man, yeah, ain't nothing moving but the money. And nothing moves. That's right. All right, man, go back on mute. It's all gravy, man. I know you working, getting that bread up, man. All right, if y'all want to add to the discourse, got something to say, man. I appreciate it, man. We're in an hour at it, man. Let me see. Maybe I could just play a little bit of this discourse. If somebody else pop up on, let's see.
And it leads from Kemet. I'm not saying that Kemet
I wouldn't say that. You know, I wouldn't say that.
I would say that. But you know why I would say that? You know why I would say that? Because the hallmarks of Western civilization, according to Western authors and Western scholars, is always Greece and Rome. Yeah. And then what they like to do sometimes is they also try to say, well, there's the religious structure of Judaism and monotheism. But the reality is that all of those things have African antecedents that we see in Kemet. So if you're going to say that that is the basis of your civilization, obviously Greece and Rome borrow heavily from ancient Kemet. And so that is what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying.
Okay.
So let's be clear. And you might have also heard me say this, Ankh. I said that Kemet isn't even the first African civilization. I said that.
You said that.
It's not the first African civilization. By the way, when you say that Nabta Playa is not Kemet,
No,
you're being, but here's what I'm saying. You're being semantic. Because when I say Kemet, listen to what I'm saying. Because if he can then say that Natufian culture is Sumer, then by that standard, the Natufian culture didn't occur when Sumer existed.
That's why I say y'all was playing. That's why I came in and said,
I want to be clear.
When we talk about
Kemet and we talk about Sumer, we're also talking about those that created those civilizations. That is what I mean by that.
Not the Playa people didn't create Egypt, though.
What are you saying?
Not the Playa people didn't create.
How can you prove that? Tell me how you can prove it.
I mean, I'm saying, like, it's groups that leave out the. All right. So he said, how can I prove that not the Playa didn't create Egypt? So yes, he is actually saying that, right? And my point is that not the Playa would lend more to Sudanic Nubian culture, and because of the burial practices and all that area from maybe the first cataract going down, okay, to Upper Egypt, the area of Upper Egypt, right? You see the same burial practices before the organization of Egypt. So I'm gonna say this again. So the southern portion, Upper Egypt and Lower Nubia, that area, right? They would have had the same types of burial practices. I could actually show you. Very similar. Okay. And so Nabta Playa would lend more to Sudan and Khartoum. That's what I'm saying. So that's the conversation right there, man. Let me see. Real fast here. Civilization, right? Let me see. So they might add the amount of people for civilization, the history and concept. Yeah, the civilizations is actually explained to Europeans. They was actually saying what they felt civilizations was, man. So the Nabta Playa kind of throws a monkey wrench in the whole thing because they're reaching high levels without fitting this closely guarded word that was actually started. But it makes sense why it started over there in Europe, why the conversation, because they was the ones with the money. Okay, remember the archaeology shit, right? The Egyptology started with Europeans coming in. Okay, not archaeology, but the process of studying Egyptology started with Europeans, and so they're gonna bring their biases in, right? Let's see. Let me see. Hold on. Where is this at? Relates to cities. So yeah, it's very subjective in what you talk about. But there are things that need to occur. There needs to be trading. There needs to be a level of sophistication. There needs to be specialized labor. And Not the Player has a lot of these things. It has technology, it has infrastructure, doesn't have agriculture, but they're actually chopping down wild grains, right? They have cattle, domesticated cattle, animals. So it fits a lot of the complexities needed, right? But as we do the study, we'll find out that in a lot of different spots and places in Africa and in different spots, they do that. So I just want to say we should never be hogtied to just one that one way of characterizing what civilization is and what it's not. All right, and I'm telling you, it's not quite that simple. And the cookie cutter model, like for instance, in Sumer, in that area, they reached kingship. It took them 7,000 years to get there, right? But in the Nile Valley, it took them about 800 years to get there. See that shorter time? So we might not want one person ruling. We might want a collective group. But that doesn't mean we're not organized, and it doesn't mean we're not sophisticated. It means that we didn't see no value in that. So the real study, will reward you. Okay, definitely, because you can definitely find chieftains, sacrificial chieftains in Sudan prior to anywhere in Egypt. You can find it. You can find these walled cities down there where they start taking their localized things. They started, gather and produce goods and products, right, before the formation of Egypt. So, yeah, that's the conversation, man. I appreciate everybody coming through, man. I'm going to drop the links to anybody want to add to it. Yeah, you know how we do it, man. We having fun around here, man. Man, hit the Cash App out the door, man. Coming in and going out, man. Yeah, so I really appreciate it, man. I'll pray the rest of that later on, but I got to get out of here. I got stuff to do, man. Appreciate you, DQ, for coming through, man. As always, man. Appreciate you, man. Appreciate everybody, man, that's been supporting, man. Show that love, man. Get them likes up, man. Those videos, man. Man, y'all know what we doing, man. We doing it at a high level, man, and we keeping it above board. Y'all know that, man. Staying right where we need to stay. Man, go ahead and upgrade y'all position in life, man. Down, man. Back to man, upgrade. Upgrading the process of education, man. Making sure we all educating what we trying to do. Y'all know it. Hey, be your brother and sisters, keeper, man. Upgrade that knowledge, y'all. Man, y'all know what it is, man. Man. Hey.
A toxic relationship, you on top of me. If the topic is truly timeless, the conversation should be how I'm and regaining my peace. Shout out to my Virgo women,
cooking the feast.
Got a Pisces, staying
bring it down, man. Go back to work, man.
Can't lie, certain Geminis
working
ain't for
on
me,
yourself.
but it's on key. Cause certain upgrades cost a fee. Yeah, so we can slide and glide.
Never underestimate the competition.
To provide the vibe, the moment. Hit the clubhouse, then clubhouse to the
stay
moment.
tight on your mission, y'all. Appreciate all the support.
Siri be taking notice.
Part of the upgrade.
I'm liking. Algorithm is golden. Melanated the lightness. Artists women get chosen. Hershey kiss to the forehead. Yeah. Tap, tap, tap on your touch screen. Every single day.
Hey.
Routine. You click refresh once again, and I got the same thing. Tried everything I could do. At this point, I have no clue. I gotta tell myself the truth. I just need an upgrade, an upgrade.
Get that money on the phone.
I'm model much better than you.
Hey.
Yeah, shiny and new. I gotta tell myself the truth. I just need
man, appreciate everybody that came through, man. Juju, Pseudo Killer Official. Miss Tip, Pseudo Killer Official. Brass and the Pseudo Killer Army. DQ, Pseudo Killer. Y'all know what it is. Moving that shit forward, y'all. I see Mr. Metro is in the building. Muhammad, I see you. Pastorius, Posturius. Did I say that right? I know I did. Hey, Gideon Block, Pseudo Killer Army. Hey. Hey, look, man, I'm your host, man, aka God Killer, Bobby Banger, man. Man, upgrade y'all life, man. cream moves everything around us, y'all. Y'all know what it is, man. Be responsible, man, with your thoughts and ideas. You might just affect another human being. Make sure it's positive, man. Make sure it's moving in the right direction, sending out them thorough vibes. Stay thorough in your approach to fight against the pseudoisms, man. With that, man, I appreciate all the love and support, man. Cash App coming in, Cash App coming out, man. I'm your host, man, Bobby Banger. And with that, man, I see y'all tonight on the Pseudo Killers, man. We out.